Finding your purpose is ever-changing, just like anything else about you. I did not know what I wanted to do for the life of me. It all fell into place, like it always does. Hello, welcome back to yourself. My name is Sheer, and I'm so happy you are here. Today's episode is about finding your passion and finding your purpose. For me, when I didn't know what my passions were, or what my favorite hobbies were, or what my purpose was, I felt very lost. I felt very disconnected from myself. This sounds deeper than it is. It's really not, because what I've learned for myself, finding your purpose just means finding things that give you purpose in your day-to-day life and goals that you can work towards and goals that you have fun working towards at that. So right now, I would say my purpose is to talk about the things that I've learned regarding mental health, regarding self-image, regarding how I view the world and the mindset shifts that I have made. I just want to share it. And that's my purpose. It makes me happy. I also like to paint and draw and make art and videos, and I like to put outfits together and film that and share them because it makes me happy. So really, I feel like my purpose is to spread joy by being joyful myself, because the energy that we are in is the energy that we share with everybody that we interact with. It's really not that deep. You get to decide what your purpose is. You get to decide what makes you happy, and you get to decide if and when you want to change what makes you happy. Nothing is set in stone, and it's just not that deep. Something I learned when I found my purpose is that I decided what it was. I got to decide how I want to prioritize my energy and attention just like you can. A few years ago, during the beginning of COVID, I got laid off. I had income from unemployment, which was fabulous, but I was looking for my next job, and I noticed that I had all of this free time on my hands, which was incredible, right? To get paid with free time, but I didn't know what my hobbies were for fun, because I had become disconnected from my hobbies over the years, especially dancing and painting. I also didn't know what job I wanted to get next, because up until that point, I had gone into fitness and nutrition and been a personal trainer for a few years, but I didn't want to do that full time. I dipped my toe into the corporate world and got laid off from that, and it wasn't really a job that I loved anyway, so I didn't mind, but now was an opportunity for me to really explore my next career. I did not know what I wanted to do for the life of me. I knew that I wanted money, I wanted free time, and I wanted creativity. So with those three things in mind, I started exploring. But since I wasn't clear on my passions either, I was in this state of experimentation where I was just following my curiosity and thinking back to what I liked as a kid. So I started drawing again, I started dancing again, and I didn't have much faith in making either of those my careers, which I don't think is valid. I think there is a way to make those a career if you wanted to, especially with the way social media is now. You could make like user-generated content with dances, or you could make user-generated content for art supplies, making art videos. So there's definitely ways that you can make those your career. You could also, get commissions from people online. Anyway, there's many avenues for that, but at that time, a few years ago, I didn't see those paths. So I told myself, okay, I know that I like being creative and I want to get paid for being creative and have free time. So that's when I started to play around with graphic design and eventually landed on UX design. That really married my technical experience with being creative and my love for organization. So it was really just, it all fell into place like it always does. it took me a while to get there. It did take me a while to get to where I knew my corporate path, and that's not the only one. So unrelated to my day job, I also wanted to prioritize my hobbies and see if I could end up making those my full-time job one day as well. So for my hobbies, I started painting again. I started drawing, painting, experimenting with clay. I had a lot of fun getting back into this because these are the things that I loved to do as a kid. So they brought me a lot of joy. Every time I would sit down to paint, I would leave energized and very excited to, look at my painting and see what I just did. And I would love to put it up in my place, and every time I walk by it, it just makes me happy. Even after a piece has been up on the wall for a long time, sometimes I'll just look at it in a new light again and be reminded of the evening that I spent working on it and how happy that made me, or where I got the inspiration for that painting, and that would make me happy. It's multidimensional to have a hobby that I have a physical end result that I can keep looking at. And that's very special, and I love that. So that's really how I got to this point where I am working a day job that I enjoy and I like progressing in, and working on my hobbies and really creating for myself and just sharing that with everyone else. Now, the podcast is new because over the years, I've had a lot of conversations with my friends, my family, with my therapist about changing mindsets. And I've also read self-help books and listened to other people's podcasts. And I just really love the topic of self-growth, self-development. And I have a lot to say on the subject, and I want to share to anyone who will listen. Because if it helps even one person, I feel like my knowledge is being passed along, and I love that. That gives me a sense of purpose. Something that helped me put this into perspective is the Japanese concept of ikigai.
This is Mo. Mo wants to find his ikigai, and his story might just change your life. So Mo had a well-paying job, a loving family, and a comfortable home, but deep down he felt a sense of emptiness. So one day, while on a business trip in Japan, Mo met an elderly man named Hiroshi in a park who seemed to radiate joy. Mo was curious to learn more about the man's secret, so he struck up a conversation. Hiroshi explained that he had spent his entire life working as a gardener, tending to the trees and plants in the park. He spoke passionately about his work, and he'd clearly found a sense of purpose. Hiroshi then introduced Mo to the concept of ikigai, a Japanese term that translates to a reason for being. And this Venn diagram is one representation of ikigai which you might find helpful. What you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. And in the middle is a sense of purpose. Inspired by Hiroshi's wisdom, Mo returned home and through experimentation eventually found a new career that aligned with his values and brought him that sense of fulfillment that he had been craving. Now, the actual concept of ikigai is a little bit more nuanced with that. We'll put some more details in a pinned comment if you want to find out more.
Ikigai is a Japanese concept that blends the words iki, which means to live, and gai, which means reason, which translates to a reason to live. It all comes down to discovering what truly matters to you and living your life filled with joy and purpose. So ikigai is broken down into this digestible diagram here, where it includes what you love, what you are good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs. And all of these together become your ikigai. Let's use me as an example, since I'm here. What I love art. I love growth. I love mindset shifts. I love creating things. I think that's a good start. What are you good at? I am good at talking. I am good at trying new things. I am good at making things, whether they turn out to be good or not is subjective. I'm sure I'm good at many things, like you are, but, I'm a human and I'm blinking, so let's leave it at that for now. What you can be paid for. I could be paid for my time, my creativity, my deliverables, whether that be design or videos or photos or art pieces or episodes. We have a lot of options. And what the world needs. The world needs direction sometimes, kindness, step-by-step instructions on things people want to do or achieve. This one I feel like is the hardest one to answer because there's so many things that the world needs. So then it really just comes down to how it aligns with what you have to offer and what you like. So with all of this in mind, if the world needs designs, I could be the person that provides those designs. If the world needs outfit videos, I could be the one to provide those outfit videos. If the world needs a new input on self-development and self-growth and mindset shifts, I could be the one to provide that. Since I like it, I'm good at it, I could get paid for it, and the world needs it, that would be ikigai. And this can change. This can absolutely change, and that's okay. As we grow older, we might have new hobbies, and we might not be interested in old hobbies as much. Or we might rediscover hobbies that we stopped practicing. Finding your purpose is ever-changing, just like anything else about you. And I find ikigai to be a great guide to finding purpose and joy in the way I spend my days and make money. Because what's really important is the day-to-day things in your life. And to bring it back to what I said about one purpose for me being to spread joy by being joyful myself, let's think about what makes ourselves joyful, right? Like, what makes me feel joy? I love romanticizing little moments. I love sitting in mindful gratitude for moments that, might not be so big but are incredibly significant, like when you laugh so hard you cry, or when you eat a new food and it's one of the best flavors you've ever tasted, or when you just had a really lovely afternoon with someone and made an incredible memory, or when you're just sitting at home with your pets and appreciating their presence and feeling so much love for them, or when you notice that you had negative self-talk before and you said something nice to yourself without even trying. And romanticizing life can look like embellishing it. Oh, what did she say? Hold on.
My grandma taught me this idea of polishing the present, she calls it. It's basically seeing little things you can do in the moment to make it a little bit better for you. So, for example, if I'm on a walk, I'm gonna pick up a little coffee, I'm gonna listen to music, I'm gonna feel the sunshine. Or if you're going grocery shopping, make it fun, put on a cute outfit. In the morning, open your windows, light a candle. The tiniest things sometimes that can really just change a moment. Polishing the present is just such a cute concept, honestly. Like, how can I polish this moment? So, just something to think about today.
So, you can polish the moment in any moment, right? Like, she gave some great ideas of, if you're going for a walk, go grab your favorite coffee. If you're going to the grocery store, put on a cute outfit. It can really be whatever you want, just taking that extra little small step to make yourself just a little bit happier, because that adds up. Everything adds up, right? Everything in life adds up. There is compound interest on every vote you cast, on every action you take. So if you take small actions to romanticize your life and just do one little thing to polish the moment for yourself, you can compound that polishing, you can compound on that joy and create a really sweet, joyful little life for yourself day in and day out. And who doesn't want that, right? Like, that sounds so fun, so cute, and you can be the main character in your life, because you already are, but you know what I mean. You can act and feel like the main character in your life, and that's so fun. Thank you for listening to this episode of Back to Yourself. Comment below one thing that you like to do to romanticize your life. I would love to hear about your cute little habits. And as always, DM me on Instagram or TikTok to let me know what you'd like to see in the next episode. And go do something fun for yourself today. Bye!